What's good, everyone? Steamboat 434 back again. This is another episode of NXT Back to Black and Gold, where we start the journey from the revamped NXT from 2012 all the way to its sad demise in 2021. However, I have already said that if this series is very successful, you can put me through pain, and I will do 2.0 until the end of 2.0, which was probably the best day ever when they got rid of 2.0. Anyway, so show starts with Kassius Ohno, a little bit of a vignette from him showing his recent attacks on several talent like Oliver Gray and Ritchie Steamboat. Main event of the evening will be Ritchie Steamboat versus Kassius Ohno. Opening match of the night sees Michael McGillicutty go one-on-one with Bo Dallas. Now, did you know that both their grandfathers actually went one-on-one against each other? I did not know that, by the way. There's a bit of tension from last week where McGillicutty interrupted Bo Dallas's interview with a bit of a brawl backstage between two men. Both exchange rights to start. Bo gets him to the corner, hits some stomps. McGillicutty and Dallas exchange rights as Dallas hits him with 3 flapjacks. I was thinking 2's enough. Come on. Dallas gets McGillicutty into the corner and gets him right to the chest there as the ref breaks it up. McGillicutty tries to escape, but Dallas stops him. Dallas hits a back elbow to send McGillicutty out of the ring. Dallas goes after McGillicutty and gets hit with a kick to the stomach. Both continue to brawl outside the ring. Dallas gets McGillicutty back into the ring, and McGillicutty escapes the ring again. Dallas hits a clothesline on the outside and continues some several rights. McGillicutty gets a cheap shot in and runs Dallas into the ring post as we go to commercial break. Back from break, McGillicutty sets several rights and then gets another 2 count. McGillicutty works on the arm of Dallas with a hammerlock. Dallas fights back when McGillicutty sends him back to the floor and works onto the arm again with another hammerlock. McGillicutty continues to dominate as he taunts Dallas and hits several right hands. McGillicutty slaps Dallas several times, attempts with another right. Dallas fights back with some rights and hits a sunset flip for a 2 count. McGillicutty works again on the arm and gets another close call. McGillicutty gets Dallas into the corner with some stomps. Dallas fights back with some rights, several rights exchanged by both men. Dallas gets some offense in with some clotheslines and hits a knee to the face. Dallas hits another bulldog, and McGillicutty tries to roll out the ring. McGillicutty gets some offense again, hits a lovely running neck breaker, and picks up the win. This was a very good match, by the way. Excellent technical contest between these two. Could you imagine if you'd have had the son of Mr. Perfect against the son of IRS in a match? This was a match made, but they tag teamed instead. So we got a win, love very much in the end. Tough loss for Bo. It's his first match back since he had a kidney injury, ironically. We got a Paige vignette. Lovely jubbly. And she said she ain't here to be a diva. She said that the NXT universe has so much to know about her. She said the less you know is the better. I like this. Paige was always very good on the microphone, to be very honest with you. I thought she was criminally underrated on the microphone. Next up, Leo Kruger, one-on-one with Jake Carter. Now, I did not know this because, like I said, I've watched every episode of Black and Gold from pretty much its inception. Jake Carter is actually the son of the late, great Big Van Vader. Now, I will not say Vader because he was fucked over by WWE. I literally look at Big Van Vader in Japan in WCW. That's how I'll always remember Vader. First time in WCW. Starts some offense. Kruger gets a right hand in, sends Carter into the corner, and hits several stomps. Carter gets in some offense as Kruger then takes Carter to the outside of the ring. So attacks on the outside. Kruger then throws him back into the ring. Kruger gets an arm drag and relentlessly attacks with an elbow and a knee to the back of the head. Kruger goes for a semi-camel clutch a few times and slams his head into the floor. Kruger goes to the top, and there's a flying tackle. Kata kicks out at 2. Kata hits this pretty much like a BFT, but Kruger gets straight back up. Now, this was a build of a very good character for Leo Kruger at the time. I was actually enjoying this. Like I said, I enjoyed Leo Kruger more than Adam Rose. Like I said, Adam Rose is down the line. Kata gets in some offense in, so a couple of clotheslines. Kata goes for a stinger splash into the corner and misses. Kruger hits the Kruger edge to the back of the head and picks up the win. I like the way that they're building up Leo Kruger here. It's just a shame that he did not get a chance at the NXT title, but it is what it is. Now we get a 2-on-1 handicap match. Ryback against Aiden English and Lucas De Leo. Less said the better. This was literally just a squash. At the time, Ryback was undefeated on the main roster. And this is literally just to propel him to get ready for the Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in that time. They were trying to really make him look like Bill Goldberg, but Bill Goldberg was just a little bit better. Ryback literally just shell-shot both men and gets the win. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about it. But anyway, Ritchie Steamboat 1-on-1 with Kassius Ohno. Bit personal in the last few weeks between these two. Match starts with a lockup. Steamboat gets Ohno into the corner and the ref breaks it up. Ohno looked quite intimidated of Ritchie Steamboat. Ohno then gets a headlock and takes down Ritchie with a shoulder block. Steamboat hits a crossbody for a 2 count. Steamboat gains control with his speed and some clotheslines for another 2 count. Ohno rolls out of the ring and looks a bit rocked. I like the tempo of this match, how it started, because you got the hard hitting of Ohno, but you got the quickness of Ritchie Steamboat. Learned a lot from his dad. It's just a shame he never really made it. Ohno goes for a kick. Ritchie catches the foot and hits a knife edge chop. He had the best chop for Gunther there. From all fairness, Ritchie Steamboat's chops were fucking great. I can't lie. Steamboat hits a bad body drop. Ohno tries to go into the corner and beg for mercy. Steamboat continues to dominate by sending Ohno into the corner with another beautiful knife edge chop. Steamboat hits a side headlock in. Ohno never really got out of the block hold in this match. Steamboat hits a kick to the back of the head for a 1 count. Steamboat again hits some rights on the chop. More punishment with some shots to the back of the head. Ohno finally gets some offense in by sending Ritchie into the ring post as we go to commercial break. So come back from commercial break. Ohno applies a headlock in and gets a 1 count. Ohno gets a backbreaker in for another close call. Ohno with several stomps as Steamboat is in the corner, but Ohno getting more offense in. Ohno does a rake of the eyes on the ropes for leverage and then gets another 2 count. Ohno gets a chop of his own. Steamboat looked like he was not selling these. It was pretty much just like a bit of a chop contest with these two. This was actually very good. I liked this spot quite a lot. Steamboat fights back with some clotheslines and another crossbody. Ohno reverses and gets another 2 count. Steamboat gets a backslide in for a 2 count. Steamboat goes to the top and gets a missile dropkick for another near fall. Ohno tries to escape again, but hits Steamboat with a big boot for another 2 count. Crowd was slowly getting into this. Both men were quite over at the time, but then again, Full Sail University, they do what the fuck they want. That crowd was fucking great. God, I miss Full Sail University. Ohno then gets some stomps into the corner with some right hands. Steamboat hits a very nice super kick and over near fall. Steamboat attempts a moonsault but misses, and Ohno and Ritchie kicks out at 2. Ohno goes for the bullhammer, slightly connects. Ritchie gets the inside cradle and picks up the win. I did like this main event. It was a lot more wrestling tonight than less talking, which I like. This is obviously at the growing pains at the time of NXT, but this was a good match. I preferred the McGillicutty Bo Dallas match. I thought that match was excellent. At the end of the match, Ohno hits a bullhammer and knocks out Ritchie. Ohno applies a submission hold again as the referees attempt to stop this, and the show goes off the air. I was hoping Ritchie Steamboat was going to come out. We can get the dragon out so we can take care of Kassius Ohno. That would have been pretty cool if we'd have had Ritchie Steamboat coming in. That would have been neat. I thought that was a very solid show, to be fair. As I said, there was more wrestling than talking, which I prefer. But the stories are continuing to build. Yeah, enjoyed that episode. Anyway, speaking of enjoying this episode, if you did like this episode, remember, hit the like and subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a penny. The daily episodes are dropping of Back to Black and Gold. As I said, going down the line. If you are enjoying this, I will do 2.0 if I have to. And as soon as all this is completed, I will bring back the retro rewatch. And yeah, this could be a long time till we get the retro rewatches. I might drop the occasional Raw, Dynamite, NXT reviews, SmackDown. Do not get me started on SmackDown. You will also see me occasionally on the Max Wrestling podcast. That is a pod I'm on most weeks, I'd say. Obviously, due to reasons at the moment why I'm going to be doing this for a little bit, just to keep me going. And also, there was something else I was going to... Yeah, and that's actually it. Anyway, this will also include takeovers, by the way. I'm looking to get some guests on maybe to talk about TakeOver. But man, when we get to TakeOver New York, baby, cannot wait for that. Anyway, hit the like, subscribe button, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.